Elon Musk left speechless, seeing the black millionaire his son chose as foster madre. Elon estuvo frocenado, sus ojos bajo la mujer, entrando en la casa más moderna. Sí, la casa de toda la gente que le contaron. Maya, un nombre que revolucionó. No era tanto un artista, a fuerza, que nadie esperaba, opuesto al hijo de Elon Musk, Xavier. El aire era cálido de sorpresa, disbelief y sentirse con más freno. Maya no era solamente talentosa, pero torbellino de creatividad rota en una calma confiada. Su piel oscura, pintada como lónico verde, empieza en ella donde se ponen secretos del arasteau. But the real shock came when Elon learned Maya had been officially appointed Xavier's stand-in mother. Xavier, el mayor, el boy que creció en la balanza de billonarios, vio raquetas en los algoritmos. Now saw shelter in a woman que la vida se trataba de pintas. Border, fortaleza, misteriosa, became the guardian of an Elon Musk heir. People murmuraban. Abautáis nobody viero decir alado. Un pasado entengado con la hiel no y alcanzado. Familias secretas repletas de algoritmos con paz y goma. No había visto a su hijo crecer con Maya. Era de sacar lentar. El boy se sentía húmedo. Si tiene algo en contra de su propia vida, nunca fue tan impresionante. Donde Elon ruraban los periódicos, esta tormenta doméstica. Could he accept what was coming? Or would his pride, his vision blind him? Outside, the world moved fast, oblivious to the tension staining the air inside that house. But Elon couldn't escape the tightening knot in his gut, the pounding of questions with no answers. He stepped back, breath catching, eyes searching Maya's calm face for a sign. Anything. Was she the answer or the storm? The clock was ticking. The business crisis looming could unravel them all. His control, his pride, his family. And in the silence that crushed the room, one truth dangled like a blade. What if everything Elon thought he knew about family was a carefully crafted lie? What if Maya wasn't just a guardian, but the keeper of the truth? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important warning. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube removed their subscriptions without notice. Take a quick look at the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I don't want you to miss any exclusive content that's coming. And since you're here, drop a powerful like. That really helps me with the algorithm. Oh, and let me know in the comments. What city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's interact. Elon's heart raced, his mind a chaotic whirl, desperately trying to piece together the implications of Maya's presence in his son's life. A life filled with rockets and innovations, now disrupted by an artist with a secretive past. He glanced at Xavier, who was leaning in closer to Maya, her voice soothing, like a gentle breeze cutting through Elon's tension. Then came the sound, a sharp crack, like thunder splitting the air. The front door swung open and slammed against the wall, jolting everyone in the room. A figure appeared, silhouetted against the bright sunlight. It was a man, tall, imposing with a fire in his eyes that crow. Xavier, he barked. The single word echoed, cutting through the comforting haze of Maya's presence. Elon's pulse quickened. Who the hell is this? He felt anger flare, but also an undercurrent of fear. Why did this man look so familiar? Maya straightened, her calm demeanor shattered. What are you doing here? Her voice trembled, barely masking panic. The man stepped forward, his gaze shifting from Maya to Elon and back again. You don't know me, but I know you. I know everything about you both, and about your son. What do you mean? Elon asked, leaning into the tension, his fists clenched at his sides. This was not part of his carefully crafted world. Xavier is more than you think, the man declared, each word laced with both challenge and fear. He's part of a legacy you don't understand. Your family has secrets, MUSK. Secrets that are about to come crashing down. Xavier's face drained of color. He looked between Elon and Maya. Confusion splattered across his features. What are you talking about? Who are you? The man stepped closer, lowering his voice. I am here for you, Xavier. They're coming for you. You are the key. Maya inhaled sharply, her painted hands trembling slightly. Key to what? The man's eyes flickered with emotion, revealing a vulnerability beneath his fierce exterior. To the truth about who you are, who your mother was. You're not just Elon Musk's son. You belong to a lineage that transcends wealth and technology. Elon felt the ground shift beneath him. The knot in his stomach tightened further. This was more than a shocking revelation. This was destabilizing. What are you saying? He demanded, stepping in front of Xavier as if to shield him. This is insane! A smirk cracked the man's lips. Insane? Or inevitable? You're too focused on your empire to see. You've buried the truth, kept it hidden. But it will surface, and it will change everything. Maya knows. Elon turned toward Maya, searching her eyes for answers. Her calm facade was crumbling, revealing fear beneath. Maya? What's going on? She stuttered, her words tumbling out. I didn't know how to tell you. It was safer to keep it quiet. Safer for who? Elon barked, his frustration boiling. For your precious art world? Or for my family? The tension snapped like a taut string. In an instant, the atmosphere transformed, becoming electric with uncertainty. Xavier stood frozen, caught in the crossfire between revelations and a world he had never known. Your empire can't protect you from this, Elon, the man warned. The truth is coming for all of us. Silence descended again, thick and heavy. Each person held their breath, the air swirling with unspoken fear. The stakes felt impossibly high, a weight pressed down, shifting alliances and truths that threatened to tear apart everything Elon believed. The clock was ticking, and the truth was looming, wild and uncontainable. And as Maya and the man exchanged a look, one that hinted at a shared history deeper than anyone had imagined, the room felt smaller, the walls closer, the secrets thicker. What if everything Elon had built was based on foundations of lies? The storm was rising, and nobody knew what would happen next. Elon's heart pounded. He still searched Maya's calm face for something reassuring. But the truth danced just outside reach. The air hummed with tension, electric and tangible. Then, suddenly, the serene atmosphere shattered. A loud crash echoed through the house. The front door flew open, slamming against the wall, and in rushed a figure, a tall man, chest heaving, eyes wild. Everyone froze. Who was this intruder? "Elon, you need to see this!" The man's voice boomed, frantic, splintering the silence. Elon's brows furrowed. He recognized him, Marcus, a longtime associate. His expression twisted with a fear that clawed at the pit of Elon's stomach. "What's going on?" Elon asked, instinctively stepping forward, but feeling the gravity of Maya's presence grounding him. "It's your father," Marcus gasped, breathless and panicked. "Geez, he's been involved in something huge, and it isn't what you think." Maya's composure faltered slightly. She opened her mouth, but no words came out. The shadows deepened in her eyes, questioning. Xavier, clinging to her side, looked from Marcus to Elon, his world upended. "What about my father?" Elon demanded, a storm brewing beneath his calm exterior. His mind raced back to the stories, the whispers. His father, the enigmatic Titan, held secrets. Hushed dealings in back rooms, meetings under flickering street lamps. Had they finally come home to roost? But Marcus pressed on, his voice cutting through the chaos. "It's more than just business. There are allegations, connections you're not even aware of. People are watching, Elon. Dangerous people." Elon's chest tightened, anger flaring. "What the hell are you talking about?" "Your father." Marcus paused, catching his breath. "He's connected to something deep, something dark, a cover-up that could change everything." Maya stepped forward, urgency in her tone. "What about the future? What about Xavier?" Elon didn't have answers. He felt trapped in a storm of emotions. Confusion swirled with betrayal as he glanced at his son. Then, back at Marcos, whose eyes darted around as if the walls had ears. "This is bigger than family," Marcos insisted. "This could ruin you, ruin Xavier. It's not just business conflicts. It goes beyond that." As the words settled, a new fear gripped Elon. Could Maya actually hold a power in this mess? Was her presence a connection to hidden truths? Maybe she was the missing piece in this family puzzle. Then, a low beep rang out. A message notification? Elon pulled out his phone, heart racing. But what greeted him wasn't just a social update. A photo appeared, stark and shocking. His father, standing defiantly at a gala, arms wrapped around a woman. But this woman, the resemblance was striking. "Elon," Maya began, but he was trapped in the image. His father smiled down at a younger Maya, their eyes locked in something deeper than just recognition. What the? The image flickered in his vision. This was a connection he'd never fathomed. The implications crashed like waves in his mind. Ties that twisted and turned, revealing unseen depths. In that moment, everything shifted. The truth was bending, laying bare a narrative that challenged everything Elon thought he knew. Tension thickened, a silent scream pulsating through the room. Was Maya a protector, or the key to a labyrinthine secret? And if she was tied to his father, what did that mean for Xavier? Elon felt his world tilt, a new question emerging. What if everything he built was on a foundation of lies? Outside, would the family emerge whole, or would everything unravel? Elon felt his pulse hammering in his ears, the image on his phone blurring into chaotic lines of color. Maya stepped closer, her breath hitching in disbelief. Xavier squinted at the flashing screen, confusion playing on his young face. The world outside seemed to dim as the gravity of the moments pulled their focus deeper into the internal storm. Marcus, standing in the doorway, started pacing, agitation radiating off him. Elon, you need to understand, this isn't just about your father. It's bigger. But before he could finish, the lights flickered and dimmed, plunging the room into a half-light. A low rumble echoed outside, a distant drone that was fast approaching, pulsing like an ominous heartbeat. "What the hell?" Elon muttered, staring toward the windows, a sudden dread creeping in. Then the door swung open again, this time knocking against the wall with enough force to shatter the tension. The sound was death. A group of men burst through, their intentions clear in their hardened stares. They wore dark suits, expressions cold, nothing friendly about them. And their eyes, sharp and piercing, were locked on Maya. "Maya Jones," one of them barked, brandishing a folder that seemed filled with too many secrets. "You need to come with us, now." Elon felt a bolt of icy fear shoot through his spine. "What's happening?" He stepped protectively in front of Xavier, grabbing his son's shoulder in a tight grasp. "You're not taking her anywhere." Maya's eyes widened, panic flashing across her features. "No, you don't understand. I can't." "Tell them the truth," the man shouted, his voice booming like thunder, cutting through the room. "It's time you face everything you've hidden, Maya. You can't run from your past. You can't keep it from him or anyone else." Elon felt the world tilt, crushing weight squeezing his chest. What did he mean? What was she hiding? Tension snapped, the air thick with electric fear. Xavier looked between all of them, confusion clouding his young mind. "What's going on? Who are they? Let's go!" Another man pressed, stepping forward. His eyes were hard, devoid of mercy. "We don't have all day." "No!" Maya's voice cracked, each word dripping with desperation. "I won't let you take me." She stepped back, colliding against the wall, trapping herself, heart racing. As they closed in, the urgency grew. "Maya?" Elon called, his voice laced with both fear and determination. "What's happening? Stop! Just give me a moment," she shouted, the world inside her high-walled sanctuary crumbling before her eyes. And then, as if summoned by the rising tension, there was a deafening crack, like lightning striking the ground. A blinding flash shot through the room, searing and fierce. For a brief moment, time held its breath, and everything froze. Elon shielded Xavier, bracing for the worst. The men stumbled back, confusion in their eyes. Then came the chaos. A violent shudder ripped through the ground. The house trembled, as if caught in the grip of some unseen force. The walls shook. Dust fell from the ceiling, and the lights flickered before plunging the scene into darkness. "Run!" Marcus shouted, panic clear as he shoved past one of the suited men, barreling toward the exit. But then, just as suddenly, the lights came back on, illuminating something that sent shockwaves through the room. Maya, her eyes wide, reached out, revealing a small, intricately carved box from her pocket, shaking slightly in her trembling hands. A box that radiated an ancient energy. With a flick of her wrist, it sprang open. Inside, a vibrant glow spilled forth. You don't know the truth yet. You need to see who you really are, Xavier, and who I am, what I'm really connected to. Everything around them spiraled, reality blurring, the foundations of their lives shifting. Had Maya hidden something so monumental, so deeply entangled in their history? Had Elon's father built his empire on the lies that were now crashing down? Doubt gnawed at Elon's insides. His heart raced with urgency. But who was telling the truth now? As the glow flickered, tension gripped the room tighter than ever. Would anyone emerge unscathed? The secrets loomed like shadows, waiting to swallow them whole. And just outside, the world remained oblivious, a storm brewing on the horizon, poised to unravel everything they thought they knew. What would become of this truth? And how could they ever escape it? Elon's heart hammered against his ribs, a rapid drum en la silencio. Maya estaba enfrente de él, grandada en una calma que tanto me infuriaba como le intrigaba. Cuestiones te rodeaban con el miedo hasta sus puertas. ¿Era para ayudar a Xavier o manipularlo con total fricción? Señales que clarificaran lo que ella significaba a su hijo. Y luego el momento se chateó. The front door swung wide, y una figura tormentante. It was Jaden, Elon's lifelong friend and a man with secrets of his own. He was pale, wild-eyed, breathless. "Elon!" Jaden gasped. The urgency twisted his face. "You need to see this, now!" His voice sliced through the air, snapping Elon from his reverie. "What's happening?" Elon's voice had an edge, bewilderment mixing with the familiar spike of adrenaline. "Come!" Jaden motioned, his hands trembling. "You won't believe it. You have to see this." Maya's eyes darted between the two men, confusion flickering through her calm facade. Elon shot her a glance, filled with questions, but the urgency pulled him forward. He trailed after Jaden, whose footsteps echoed through the minimalist halls like a pendulum swinging back and forth in a frantic race against time. Reaching the tech room, Jaden paused before the gleaming screens lining the walls, illuminated with frantic data and news flashes. "Look, here! This is about Maya!" Elon's breath caught in his throat. The news was rapid, a montage racing over the screens. A reporter stood outside an art exhibition, Maya's exhibition. But the words spewing from the speaker's mouth chilled him. "Son previamente anotáis a uno de los más notorios tecmogols del pasado. Sources indican que ella tiene una legacia profundamente interrelacionada con el pasado de MUSK. Un videoclip se vio, su rastro con años antes. Ostentado. Me sona la miseria con ella." Elon sopala la pantalla. Era su padre, una versión joven de aquel. Lagmando vibrante. "No, no puede ser." Su voz balsamada. "Sí, fueron amantes." Jaden's voice surge, soplada, con la gravedad de la revelación. Esto cambia todo, Elon. Maya es una mujer. Elon se escapó entre la pared. Memories flooded him. Fragments of stories from his childhood, whispers of deep family secrets he never bothered to uncover. The truth that lay beneath layers of ambition and tech tyranny now clawed its way to the surface, ripping apart everything he thought he knew. "What does this mean for Xavier?" he uttered, his voice cracking. Anger mixed with fear. "What else is hidden, Jaden?" But Jaden's expression twisted. Maya, what had she done? Was she a pawn or the mastermind? The tightness in his chest turned to dread. As Elon turned back to Jaden, the pieces of his family's legacy began crumbling. Secrets were spilling out into the world, and with them, the bonds he held dear. He faced Maya, who stood in the doorway, her calm throwing everything into disarray. The walls of his life were crumbling, and he could only watch as the truth threatened to consume them all. Torn between love and betrayal, he felt the ground shift beneath him. What if everything he thought he knew about family was about to shatter? What if Maya was more than just a chapter in his son's life, but the key to a legacy he wasn't ready to reckon with? The air thickened, an electric charge of uncertainty crackling around them, and in that moment, the world shifted. Elon didn't know how much time was left, but with a storm on the horizon, one thing was clear. This was only the beginning. Elon felt the walls close in around. The boy's face lit up, a smile breaking through the tension like a ray of sunlight. But that light made the shadows darker. What was happening here? Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. A hard, insistent knock that echoed in the silence, sending a jolt through Elon. He shot a quick glance at Maya, whose serene demeanor flickered just for a moment. The calm before the storm. "Who could that be?" he muttered, his voice barely more than a whisper. The air changed again. Charged, electric, full of questions. Xavier stood frozen, glancing between his father and Maya, his curiosity bubbling over into apprehension. "Dad, should I get it?" Elon hesitated. "Stay back." He crossed the room, each step echoing in the stillness. The knocking continued, louder, more urgent. His heart raced as he opened the door. What he saw stole the air from his lungs. A woman stood there, hair cascading like a waterfall, face lined with a mix of fear and determination. Her eyes locked onto Maya like an anchor. "Maya," she gasped. "We need to talk, now." Maya's calm shattered. "Leela, you shouldn't be here." Panic flashed across her face. The color drained from her skin, dark like the paint on her hands. This was more than a surprise. "Leela?" Elon echoed, his mind racing. Who was she? What storm was brewing? Questions crashed together, drowning everything else. "You don't understand," Leela pressed, stepping inside with urgency. "They're coming for you. Both of you. You need to be ready." "Ready for what?" Elon's thoughts spiraled, panic clawing at his chest. He glanced at Xavier, confusion etched in the boy's expression. What world were they stepping into? Maya's composure cracked, revealing layers of vulnerability beneath her artistic bravado. "Leela, please, not here." Her voice trembled, the earlier strength slipping away as chaos unfolded. Elon felt his grip on reality slip. "What the hell is going on?" "I can explain." Lila whispered urgently, eyes darting around as though the walls might have ears. But you won't believe me. Not yet. The tension swelled, thick and heavy. Try me, he challenged, desperate to understand. Lila braced herself, shooting a glance at Xavier. Your son, he's not just your son. There's a reason Maya is here. An important one. What do you mean? Elon's breath quickened, heart pounding in his chest. What is this about? His blood. It ties him to something greater. More than just the MUSK name. There's a legacy. Ones that people will kill for. Lila said, each word sharper than glass. And Maya is the key. A guardian, yes, but also something else. Maya looked as though she'd been struck. What? No, I'm just an artist, she stammered, but her stricken expression told another story. Elon's world tilted, reality twisting. What are you saying? You're both speaking in riddles. Speak plainly. A harsh knock shattered the fragile moment, filled with urgency. Lila pressed forward. They're here! Elon's shoulders tensed. The clock was ticking. Out the window, car lights flickered through the night. Shadows looming like phantoms ready to pounce. His mind raced, heart pounding. He glanced back at Xavier, who stood more alone than ever. Would this boy be a pawn in a game of ambition and secrets? Or a player with a destiny of his own? Everything he thought he knew about family, about Maya, about his son, it felt like quicksand. The ground beneath shifting with every moment. And for the first time, Elon Musk realized he might not have the control he craved. What was the truth? What lay ahead? They would find out together, or not at all. Elon's heart raced as he grappled with the weight of uncertainty. The air thickened around Maya, her calm face a fortress against his storm. He wanted to believe this woman was merely a guardian, a temporary solution to Xavier's quest for warmth. But deep down, he feared she was more. A puzzle piece that could bring his empire crashing down. Hey, Xavier, he started, his voice unsteady. Why her? The boy's eyes sparkled with something pure, a kind of joy he hadn't seen in ages. Dan, she understands me. She sees the world differently. Xavier's words were quick, a rush of genuine excitement. But then it happened. A sound, sudden and loud, a crash from the glass garage. Elon's neck snapped toward the noise, every instinct firing. The walls of their controlled environment shattered around him. Maya's calm suddenly faltered. She turned, eyes wide, face paling, as she rushed toward the noise. Xavier following close behind. Concern etched across his youthful features. Elon forced himself to move, to catch up. In the garage, a sleek Tesla lay crumpled against the wall, the driver's door flung wide. A man stumbled out, disheveled, eyes wild, breaths coming in quick, frantic gasps. It wasn't just a wreck. It was chaos in the flesh. Elon, you've got to listen. The man's voice, sharp and frantic, rippled through the tension, slicing it open. It's about Maya. Who are you? Elon demanded, fists clenched, ready to confront whatever this was. I'm Roger, a friend of Maya's, he panted, holding his arm as if it were broken. She didn't tell you, did she, about her past? What are you talking about? Elon shot back, glancing at Maya, her face a mix of fear and anger. It's more than art. She's been hiding from her family, from her past. And now they know where she is, Roger blurted, his eyes darting to Maya. They're coming for her, and they mixed up family and danger. It's why she's here. Maya's expression shifted, her protective mask cracking open like fragile glass. No, not now, she whispered, panic sliding across her features. Xavier stepped closer to her, confusion filling his eyes. Maya, what's happening? Elon felt the ground shift beneath him. This was bigger than he fathomed. Family connections, shadows lingering in the background. Nothing seemed real anymore. Roger's fear spread like flames in the dry air. They're linked to something powerful. I thought she was safe, but they won't let her go again. In that moment, the revelation pounded through Elon like the rush of engine pistons. This wasn't merely about a bond between a boy and his stand-in mother. This was a wildfire threatening to consume everything he built, fueled by secrets and ties that ran deeper than blood. Elon's mind raced. What do I want? Suddenly, a low hum filled the air, vibrating like a warning. Sirens echoed down the street, growing louder, electric blue lights beginning to dance through the glass walls. Maya's face twisted with a mixture of regret and fear. I thought I could keep it hidden. Roger grabbed her by the shoulders. You've got to trust him, Maya. You can't run any longer. Elon stood frozen, heart pounding, mind racing. Had she woven herself into his life with threads darker than he knew? Was she a part of something not just shocking, but dangerous? The sirens wailed ever closer, the outside world closing in on them. Uncertainty filled the room, thick and suffocating, questions bellowing louder than any wail outside. Would he embrace this fierce woman, or cut ties to protect his legacy? Had he put his family in the path of a storm he couldn't see coming? The clock ticked, the atmosphere crackled, and dread gripped his chest. The truth of Maya's past loomed before him, and it promised to unravel them all. Elon felt the weight of the world pressing against him, each heartbeat echoing with impending doom. He stood frozen, trapped in the chaos. Roger's warning hung heavy in the air. Maya's past. Now a roaring flame, threatening to consume everything he knew. Suddenly, the piercing wail of sirens crescendoed outside, reverberating through the walls like a warning bell. Everyone tensed. The atmosphere thickened with urgency. Maya's face paled, eyes wide with fear, as if the very ghosts of her past were looming just outside their door. "Stop!" Leela urged, stepping closer to Maya. "You can't keep this from them any longer!" Elon's confusion multiplied as panic swirled in the air. Keep what from who? What's happening? But before anyone could answer, the front door flew open again. And this time, it wasn't just another panic-stricken friend. It was a group. Heavy-set men in suits, faces stoic, eyes glinting with determination. They flooded in like a wave crashing against the shore. "Maya Jones!" one of them bellowed, his voice like thunder. "You're coming with us!" "Get back!" Elon shouted, stepping forward, chest tight. He glanced back at Xavier, who now held Maya's hand in a mix of confusion and fear. "You're not taking her anywhere." The men didn't hesitate, their posture unwavering. "We don't have time for arguments. You're all in danger. The truth is closing in." Fear gripped the room, clenching Elon's heart until he felt it might burst. "What truth?" he demanded, incredulous. But one of the men stepped closer, his gaze locked onto Maya. "You know what's at stake? We need to leave now!" With every passing second, the tension thickened. Sweat beaded on Elon's forehead. The clock was ticking. His empire, built on dreams and innovation, threatened by a past he hadn't even known existed. Desperation surged. Before anyone could react, an unexpected explosion rocked the ground beneath them. The windows rattled, and a deafening crash followed, shattering the fragile peace they had tried to maintain. The wall near the garage imploded, sending debris flying. "Down!" Elon yelled, instinctively throwing himself over Xavier and Maya, shielding them with his body as dust filled the air. When the noise settled and Elon pulled back, he saw Maya's expression twisted, shock etched deep across her features. "Let's go!" the men yelled, urgency snapping like a taut string. But instead, Maya hung back, steering Xavier closer to her. "Wait! No!" She started shaking her head, her voice trembling. "I can't leave. Not now." What do you mean?" Elon's voice was hoarse, panic lacing through his words. "We have to go!" And then it happened. Maya's resolve crumbled in the blink of an eye. She revealed the small, intricately carved box, still glowing faintly from earlier. "I'm not just a guardian. I'm the descendant of a powerful lineage that connects to your family. And I have to confront it." Silence fell. Every eye in the room widened. "What?" Roger whispered, stepping back as if he'd been struck. "You can't be serious." "I am," Maya retorted, her voice hoarse. "For years, I thought running was the answer, but they know I'm here. They've been looking for me, looking for Xavier." The revelation hit hard, harder than the explosion itself. "Xavier?" Elon echoed, shock surging through him. "What do you mean?" As the truth settled in, Maya took a step closer to Elon, urgency reflected in her eyes. "He's more than just your son. He's a key to something profound. His very existence means everything, and that means they'll do anything to possess him." Elon felt his world spin. Everything he thought he knew about Maya, about his family, was now tangled in threads he couldn't see. Their lives were entwined in a destiny he hadn't even imagined. The men stepped forward, eyes fierce. "We need to go, now!" But Elon's instincts flared, doubts surfacing in a chaotic dance. "If this is all true, who are you really, Maya? What do you know?" The room chilled, and his answers danced just out of reach. A bone-deep conviction gripped him. Everything he believed was nigh teetering on the edge of a storm, ready to break. And in that moment, a siren's wail pierced through again, louder, reverberating through the chaos. Their lives hung by a thread, the answers shrouded in mystery. What had Maya truly awakened? What truth lay ahead? Fear gripped him tighter than before. The questions lingered, heavy in the air, waiting to unravel. Elon felt the weight of the world pressing against him, each heartbeat echoing with impending doom. He stood frozen, trapped in the chaos. Roger's warning hung heavy in the air. Maya's past, now a roaring flame, threatening to consume everything he knew. Suddenly, the piercing wail of sirens crescendoed outside, reverberating through the walls like a warning bell. Everyone tensed. The atmosphere thickened with urgency. Maya's face paled, eyes wide with fear, as if the very ghosts of her past were looming just outside their door. "Stop," Leela urged, stepping closer to Maya. You can't keep this from them any longer. Elon's confusion multiplied as panic swirla en el aire. Quat from quién? ¿Qué sucede aquí? But before alguien could answer, the front door flew open again. And this time, it wasn't just another panic-stricken friend. It was a group. Heavy-set men in suits, faces stoic, eyes glinting with determination. They flooded in like a wave crashing against the shore. "Maya Jones!" one of them bellowed, his voice like thunder. "You're coming with us! Get back!" Elon shouted, stepping forward, chest tight. He glanced back at Xavier, who now held Maya's hand in a mix of confusion and fear. "You're not taking her anywhere!" The men didn't hesitate, their posture unwavering. "We don't have time for arguments. You're all in danger. The truth is closing in." Fear gripped the room, clenching Elon's heart until he felt it might burst. "What truth?" he demanded, incredulous. But one of the men stepped closer, his gaze locked onto Maya. "You know what's at stake. We need to leave now." With every passing second, the tension thickened. Sweat beaded on Elon's forehead. The clock was ticking. His empire, built on dreams and innovation, threatened by a past he hadn't even known existed. Desperation surged. Before anyone could react, an unexpected explosion rocked the ground beneath them. The windows rattled, and a deafening crash followed, shattering the fragile peace they had tried to maintain. The wall near the garage imploded, sending debris flying. "Down!" Elon yelled, instinctively throwing himself over Xavier and Maya, shielding them with his body as dust filled the air. When the noise settled and Elon pulled back, he saw Maya's expression twisted, shock etched deep across her features. "Let's go!" the men yelled, urgency snapping like a taut string. But instead, Maya hung back, steering Xavier closer to her. "Wait, no!" She started shaking her head, her voice trembling. "I can't leave. Not now." "What do you mean?" Elon's voice was hoarse, panic lacing through his words. "We have to go." And then it happened. Maya's resolve crumbled in the blink of an eye. She revealed the small, intricately carved box, still glowing faintly from earlier. "I'm not just a guardian. I'm the descendant of a powerful lineage that connects to your family, and I have to confront it." Silence fell. Every eye in the room widened. "What?" Roger whispered, stepping back as if he'd been struck. "You can't be serious." "I am," Maya retorted, her voice hoarse. "For years, I thought running was the answer. But they know I'm here. They've been looking for me, looking for Xavier." The revelation hit hard, harder than the explosion itself. "Xavier?" Elon echoed, shock surging through him. "What do you mean?" As the truth settled in, Maya took a step closer to Elon, urgency reflected in her eyes. "He's more than just your son. He's a key to something profound. His very existence means everything, and that means they'll do anything to possess him." Elon felt his world spin. Everything he thought he knew about Maya, about his family, was now tangled in threads he couldn't see. Their lives were entwined in a destiny he hadn't even imagined. The men stepped forward, eyes fierce. "We need to go, now." But Elon's instincts flared, doubts surfacing in a chaotic dance. "If this is all true, who are you really?" Maya? What do you know? The room chilled, and as answers danced just out of reach, a bone-deep conviction gripped him. Everything he believed was now teetering on the edge of a storm, ready to break. And in that moment, a siren's wail pierced through again, louder, reverberating through the chaos. Their lives hung by a thread, the answers shrouded in mystery. What had Maya truly awakened? What truth lay ahead? Suddenly, another explosion shattered the moment, this time from the roof. The lights flickered ominously, and the ceiling above them cracked open. Dust rain fell, mixed with fragments of something unrecognizable. Then, a dark figure landed heavily in the room. A man. Armored and menacing, with features hidden behind a mask. He scanned the room, gaze locking onto Maya. "Maya!" he growled, voice distorted. "You thought you could run? You belong to the legacy. Give it to me." Elon felt his breath quicken. "What legacy?" he roared, fighting to grasp the whirlwind around him. The intruder lunged, and chaos erupted. Elon felt the air shimmer with tension as he reached for Xavier, but in that instant, everything twisted. A piercing scream rang out, coming not from the chaos, but from Maya. "Mom!" she cried out, and suddenly the earth shifted beneath them. Elon froze, breath leaving him. What was happening? In a split second, Maya's entire demeanor altered. Shifts and shadows, transforming her from the woman he thought he knew into something unrecognizable. With trembling hands, she opened the box, each motion deliberate and filled with fear. Green light spilled from its depths, swirling around her like a tempest. Then, within that glow, images raced, flashes of a life he never knew. A family, broken and bloodied. A dark power reaching through the generations. And then something happened that made Elon's heart stop. Another figure emerged behind Maya, this one radiant and familiar. His mother. Her face was pale, eyes pleading. "Maya! We've both been deceived! We need to reveal it all!" The scream of the intruder swallowed the room. Perspective shifted painfully as Elon's world fractured. What he believed was crumbling, restructuring into something far more complex than mere family ties. The lights flickered once more, the air electric with newfound crises. What bound them together was unraveling. Secrets, connections, hidden legacies that transformed their very foundations. Would they face the truth together, or would this revelation tear them apart forever? Elon's world unraveled right before his eyes. The glowing box pulsed with energy between Maya and the masked intruder. He felt the air thicken with every breath, the weight of uncertainty pressing down as revelations shattered their fragile reality. "Maya!" the intruder roared again, his tone a mixture of fury and desperation. "You can't run." Maya stood taller now, her fear morphing into determination. "I won't let you destroy what I love." The green light from the box flared, illuminating her face, reflecting courage within the chaos. Elon looked at Xavier. The boy was wide-eyed, caught between innocence and deepening danger. "Stay close to me," he said, instinct screaming for safety. "Dad, what's happening?" Xavier asked, his voice trembling. The urgency felt palpable, slicing through the room like a hot knife through butter. Before Elon could respond, the masked figure lunged. It all happened in a blur. Elon instinctively moved, shielding Xavier with his body. The intruder's hand passed just inches away. a flash of metal glinting in the fading light. "You don't understand what you're fighting for." Dust swirled as the chaos intensified. Fragments of their lives emerging through the rubble. Memories, unseen ties, familial bonds, all swirling like a tempest. "It can't end like this," Elon shouted, a plea rising amid the fear. Suddenly, Leela, stepping forward like a shield, called into the storm. "They're not the enemy! We have to unite, Maya! Fight together!" Her voice rang with a fierce clarity, cutting through the haze suffocating them. And then, as if drawn by an invisible thread, Maya reached deep into the box. She pulled out a medallion, old and ornate, as a hush fell over the room. The moment hung suspended, electric. "Is this?" Roger whispered, eyes wide with revelation. "The heart of your legacy?" Maya nodded, determination sparking in her gaze. "I can end this. With this medallion, I can reveal the truth. But I need you all by my side." She handed it to Elon. "You must protect Xavier, no matter what." Elon's heart raced, and fingers trembled as he accepted it. "Then we stand together," he declared, voice steady but filled with raw emotion. Xavier watched, his small hands gripping Maya's, a bridge across a chasm of uncertainty. Their collective resolve coalesced as the masked figure hesitated, eyes darting between them. "You think this will change anything?" he scoffed, retaliation simmering beneath his surface. "You're all fools." "No," Leela proclaimed, stepping into the fray. "The truth will set us free." With a shared breath, they faced the intruder as one. The air buzzed with resilience and fear intertwined. The moment breached, and suddenly, explosions shook the very foundation beneath them. Walls trembled. Glass shattered. Elon shielded Xavier as debris rained down. "Maya!" Elon cried as the room spun. Within the chaos, he glanced at Maya just as the medallion began to glow, vibrant and alive. A pulse rang through the air, illuminating the room with brilliant light, the shadows and fears dissipating like mist in the sun. And then, silence. The chaos subsided, leaving them standing in an ethereal glow. "Xavier!" Maya's voice broke through. The boy's eyes sparkled, wonder mixing with fear. The energy reduced the darkness surrounding them, shifting everything. Secrets poured forth, the truth rising like a phoenix from the ashes. "Is it over?" Elon whispered, not daring to hope. But they couldn't answer. Answers trembled just beyond reach. Outside, the world felt still. Distant sirens faded into haunting echoes. The masked figure fell to his knees, an unexpected resolve shifting. "What have you done?" his voice cracked. "You've unleashed so much." "Together we can face whatever comes next," Maya whispered, heart racing. "This isn't the end. It's the beginning of something new." The warmth enveloped them while the sunset painted the sky in splashes of golden hues. What they faced ahead felt uncertain, yet each held a sliver of hope alive within their hearts. Maya and Elon stood side by side, united with Xavier, as clarity began replacing doubt. "Let's redefine our story," Elon breathed, the weight of the past lifting away. And just like that, the future hovered on the horizon, shiny and intense, filled with possibilities and lingering questions. Their bonds reformed through the ashes of uncertainty. But there was one last thing, one last urgent plea. You have to subscribe immediately to make sure you don't miss the exclusive stories coming your way. This is the moment to show your support. Smash that like button now to feed the algorithm what it craves. And please, flood the comment section with your reactions and theories about this ending. Don't wait even a second longer to share this with at least 5 friends who need to see this.